Today I decided to make a video about a favorite for millions of fans, Conor McGregor. What is happening with Conor? Is there still such a large army of fans after all these events? What has been happening lately in Conor's circle? Why did he become the object of ridicule of many fighters? When did all these failures begin? Maybe many will not like it, but today I will try to look at the situation not as a fan of Conor, but objectively, with real eyes. Let's start short, with March 2016 when the short historical window closed, within which Conor McGregor carried an aura of invincibility in the UFC. From April 2013 to December 2015, the Irishman won 7 fights in a row, 6 of them by knockouts. He ended the era of Jose Aldo in 13 seconds and became the new UFC featherweight champion. He also had 8 more wins in a row before joining the promotion. That is 5 years and 15 fights in a row. He did not know defeat in MMA. The image of a window was chosen in order to illustrate how much the Irishman managed to do in the relatively short time allotted to him by circumstances and his own abilities. Firstly, Conor, as time later showed, had unquestioned knockout power only in the featherweight category division. In this weight, all the times when he dropped his opponents ended in knockouts. In lightweight and welterweight, opponents could already get up after his blows. It was extremely difficult for him to drive, and it's no coincidence that he never returned there again after winning the title. Secondly, McGregor was not versatile and hardy enough to rule for a long time. Someone may consider this an opinion in hindsight, but all great careers and historical events are most clearly analyzed only after the passage of time. Thirdly, Conor managed to perfectly timely squeeze into the technical change of generations of featherweight. He was at the time a new version of the featherweight with an excellent boxing foundation and knockout punch, and at the same time, a very massive fighter. It is no coincidence that Chad Mendes and Jose Aldo, the best featherweights of the house of the McGregor era, seemed like dwarfs against the background of Conor. It was a very short period when McGregor's skills were absolutely exclusive, and he took advantage of this narrow window of time to the fullest. And fourthly, of course, the matchmaking factor. McGregor was brought to the first title fight, avoiding meetings with all the strongest wrestlers and grapplers in the division: Frankie Edgar, Chad Mendes, Dennis Bermudez, and Ricardo Lamas. Yes, the meeting with Mendes eventually took place, but it was unscheduled when Aldo withdrew, and Mendes came on as substitute. That is, the UFC initially led Conor around Mendes, and Chad left with very short notice. Who knows how McGregor's career would have turned out if, from the very beginning of his ascent, UFC bosses had loaded him with at least 1 or 2 grapplers instead of fighting with conditional Dennis Siver, who for the sake of McGregor was artificially raised in the ratings in order to sell the main event poster. One way or another, there are no questions for Conor. He defeated everyone who was given to him. The fight with Diaz, with Khabib, with Poirier is another story, and I don't want to talk about it today. Today, I will talk about the reason how personally I see what happened to Conor. Why is that? Where is that favorite of millions of fans? Is there even the slightest chance of his return? Does he need all this? These insanely difficult preparations? When he could have long ago quietly sipped whiskey somewhere on a luxury yacht and deal with his million-dollar projects. He earned so much money that the fighters of the UFC did not even dream of it. He topped the list of the highest-paid athletes for 2021, based on earnings per active minute. For every 12.5 minutes spent in the octagon last year, the Irishman earned $8,695,652 according to the online betting guide. The second line in the ranking was taken by the Mexican boxer Saul Alvarez, who spent 64 minutes in the ring in 2021, receiving $444 for each. At the same time, such world football stars as the Brazilian Neymar, the Argentinian Lionel Messi, and the Portuguese Cristiano Ronaldo, with earnings of $32,717, $23,139, and $18,662 per minute, are in 17th, 23rd, and 25th places respectively. Instead of quietly drinking whiskey and doing their projects, the Irishman continues to stubbornly remind of the ambition to become a champion again. It's hard to say whether Conor is hyping or really believes in his abilities, but all of McGregor's media activity so far mostly causes only a smile. The image of a great fighter is already gone, and how could it be otherwise if Conor has not won since January 2020, and even then he defeated Donald Cerrone, who, with all due respect, is already very close to ending his career. McGregor keeps insisting that he should get a championship fight. Conor tweeted, "They told me that in April I will be able to box, and I go to this every day. My bone is in order, and it has grown together, and very soon everything will be as if nothing had happened. I'm already on my feet, I can jump, but I have to be careful with the torques." If Oliveira is a smart person, he will wait for me 1 or 2 months. I think July will be just right for me. If I start sparring in April, by the end of the month I'll be able to blow the heads of most of the guys in this division. And I'll have plenty of time until July. I know that I'm still one of the best in the world, and I just want to compete. I'm a double champion, and I don't have to prove anything, so I just want to get back in shape, go out, have fun, and put on a show for the fans, wrote Conor. At the same time, UFC President Dana White willingly plays along with the Irishman, although he himself probably understands perfectly well that now it's simply not right to talk about McGregor's title fight, given the level of competition in the division.
If Dana said that Makhachev now has to fight Beneil Dariush before he can fight for the title, I think that sets up a Conor fight. I think that might be why he did
that's
it.
probably why,
That's
let's
probably
be honest.
why he
Because
really did
Conor
it.
was at Bellator last Friday, and he did an interview, and he said, yeah, I think I'm coming back and fighting for the belt. And then,
It's kind of crazy.
It's wild, but if you own the company, would you want that to happen? You probably would, let's be honest. Because the reality is, Conor's best days are long gone. They're behind him. You know, you can't stay at the top
Perhaps.
forever. Probably.
Well,
No,
the
you're
last
right, you're
fight,
right.
listen, we got to look at it this way. It takes a long time off. The Cowboy fight is very quick. You don't get to see what's really going on. And then Dustin fucks him up. And Dustin fucked him up with calf kicks. His leg was destroyed. That's one of the best examples of a calf kick winning the
There
fight.
you go.
And then, of course, beautiful combination. Starts off with that right hand, rocks him, puts him away, knocks him out, no questions asked. Then it comes in the second fight with a hairline fracture already in his shin.
Yeah.
And then fights, and his leg snaps. He falls back. It's very unsatisfying.
It is unsatisfying, and then he has a year off.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
for
also, who knows what he's like now?
I'll tell you this, though. If there's a person that you put him against in the top 5 to beat, it would be Charles Oliveira.
You think so?
Charles is hittable. And Conor can still fucking hit.
That's
He's
true.
He's fast. You know, Charles is hittable.
He's hittable, but he can take it too, man.
He's not going to wrestle. Oh, no, he can't take it.
He can take it, man.
I know, he's
the
not there.
fact that he survived both Dustin's onslaught, where he really looked like he was going to get put away, and Michael Chandler. Chandler had him hurt bad.
Yeah.
You know, survives that and then comes out and starches Chandler in the second round.
Yeah, but he's not Superman.
He's not Superman, but goddamn,
No,
he's
I'm just saying,
ferocious.
like, who else is that? I mean, Gagey.
Right.
Gagey never uses his bloody wrestling anyway, so...
Who knows? I mean,
Islam wouldn't be good. Who else is there? Chandler would probably wrestle him. So in terms of stylistic matchup...
Gaethje's very dangerous for a guy like Conor. If Gaethje beats Oliveira, Gaethje versus Conor is a dangerous fight for Conor. Who the fuck kicks your legs better than Gaethje?
Oh, shit. I never thought of that. I thought you were talking about his boxing.
His
You're
boxing's ferocious, too.
Yeah, no, I forgot. You're right, though.
Oh, my
The calf
God.
kicks, the leg kicks.
His leg kicks
brutal.
are some of the best in the game. And he also is a great wrestler, too.
Of course.
And Gaethje will kick your leg from inside a tie-up, which is crazy. You
Yeah,
ever see him do
yeah,
that?
no, I have.
His hips are so flexible.
Yeah.
He could throw those tight leg kicks from, like, grabbing inside. He's got, like, an over-under on you, and he fucking kicks your legs.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
His highlight reel, like, is some of the best leg kicking I've ever seen in the lightweight division.
Conor comes back, beats Charles Oliveira, and becomes champion again. Because that is, and then that's... I don't think I could deal with the world if that happened. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Ireland would have a
Oh
fucking parade that
my
would last
God.
a month long.
But it might happen.
It might.
We'll see how things go in the lightweight division. A lot will depend on who becomes a champion when Conor returns. Champion also have a say in such matters. If it's still Oliveira, then he might want to fight Conor. We'll see. There are many options regarding his return, but first of all, one must proceed from the condition of his leg and health in general. Once everything is 100% clear, we will decide what we will do, White said. Considering McGregor's unimpressive results, it is not surprising that his colleagues literally scoff at him. Of course, MMA is an industry in which trolling and trash talk are, in principle, an integral thing. But now, the Irishman is really not highly quoted, and this is especially noticeable when his ill-wishers give a very honest and fair but very offensive assessment. The Irishman published a video of boxing training, and the former UFC champion in 2 weight categories, Henry Cejudo, who certainly knows a lot about martial arts, criticized the Irishman. He gave a very fair assessment, noting the shortcomings of Conor. Your hands are down, and you don't feel the distance. Stay away from any sixes that won't tell you the truth. Just advice from the greatest, Cejudo wrote. McGregor was clearly angry at such comment. Shut up, you little fart, Conor replied. I don't mind being a fart. At least I have a gas in this case, and you always run out of breath, Cejudo retorted. And then the American offered to return to lightweight in order to immediately fight McGregor. Earlier, Conor was challenged by YouTuber, blogger, and boxer Jake Paul. He has long made no secret of his desire to enter the ring with McGregor. It is clear that this is a very money fight that will really elevate Paul, and it seems that after his success and the dismal results of McGregor, Jake finally believed in himself. "I will knock you out in boxing or MMA," Paul tweeted. And this, despite the fact that Paul specializes in boxing and not in mixed martial arts, brave claim. Earlier, the blogger also offered to organize a fight between McGregor and Jorge Masvidal. According to Paul, in this case, a knockout is practically guaranteed. We already know Conor can't beat Diaz. The right fight is Masvidal versus McGregor. Chances are 50-50 there will be a knockout. Both know how to hit, both have weak chins, Jake Paul wrote. Perhaps ridicule from the blogger is already too much, but of course, McGregor himself is to blame for this situation. Conor, who lost 2 fights in a row against Dustin Poirier, should work hard and think about a comeback, and not talk about the championship belt. Now, he's not even close to being a contender. And any top fighter in the lightweight division is far more deserving of a title shot than McGregor. In general, it would be nice for Conor to keep quiet for a while and start killing himself in the hole. And then, one day, he is ready to fight for the welterweight belt. Then he arranges a skirmish with Islam Makhachev, and on the 3rd day, he says that he can buy Chelsea from Roman Abramovich. All these jumps only give out even more in Conor, who throws words into the wind. Didn't the defeats from Khabib Nurmagomedov and Poirier teach the Irishman anything? To be honest, I sincerely wish his speedy return and that he would please his army of fans who are so looking forward to his return and victories. At the end, I want to ask you a question. Is there a chance for Conor to return and withstand top opponents? And is he even worthy of a title fight, which is so often talked about lately? Write in the comments what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you for watching.